Menuka say Abu Trica ni case no, it is going on full force. And acquired the 27th of a year. Sorry, the 31st of December 2025. You are learning say court proceedings be a course. So now omuko so omuko PM course. Remember Abu Trica a channel no. A channel in regards with a 8 million romance scam. Into a channel net say Obia a training say what will happen next. Now the Ghana the prosecutors which involves a Ghana government together with the Ghana police together with the FBI, they are seeking to extradite Abu Trica to the United States of America. And according to them, no, they are doing so because they have hard evidence. Abu Trica, he's been engaged in many fraudulent activities. Now, Sabra Minoka say update about Abu Trica. Update about Abu Trica. No, simple. We are learning say and then omuko PMO ewo a court. No, the court determines Abu Trica as a yari serious enya semketwa. And because of yari na or yari no, ye parties nidi aye basa and because of nidi mu aye basa no ye chese niema aye de enkoyi inti sabra me no kasi ano we are learning say the judge in question edin simbi ababe tudwa say Abu Trica yemfa no nko hospital ni making sure say oye okay because sena ne ho fa no yentimi empush no say and yentimi extradite no emfa no nko United States of America ebra na pomudin no enye really strong. Now we are trying to get the full report, but then a bit of a picture news card about 2 screens so you reading that way to me where this particular whole issue is heading towards, because and this is a developing story. At the end of the day, Obia share what will happen, and also at the end of the day, will Abu Trica be extradited, because there are many concerns as to how US 40 Stormy Kruma Edisa Ebetiching for without any due course. At the end of the day, we can say be in Kofona yet a so we'll be putting this on the screens for you to exactly know what in summer course. So whilst we are waiting for that particular news card to load, no, we are learning say bro do court, no, there were concerns from the lawyers of Abu Trica, and their argument was so simple. Say now say since Abu Trica no, it is a papa no ne hon fa no yaria and they determines Abu Trica no bibi ansem do no, even though court is seeking to extradite him to the United States of America to face charges in this particular 8 million romance scam, no, court also has to bear in mind say papa no hon fa no, because see how the neko US so na say bi o no hon fa no na when timi and defending who you know ko who which means obi a say bi o yentimi prove whether he's guilty or not na wan ko who all because care was not taken, which at the end of the day court ne share na court ne party say they be and some prosecutors ne can no eto asum ben some the defendants of Abu Trica and Abu Trica lawyers ne can no and also eto asum nti wo hwe year wo higher the other two say court orders seek Abu Trica facing US extradition over alleged 8 million scam to be sent to hospital at the state expense. So now the judge is saying, say, for Abu Trica enko hospital, and far from that too, the state should make sure, say, at the end of the day, no, or maybe make sure Abu Trica and one ton, because otini baby and I'm also a fraud, no problem. You see, I know yare, it's my question, you so you guilty and only guilty. Which means the best thing mobit my see and some bed more than the back hospital na sabu the war who be or some year none ho tono no timi ba ebe face trial and where then we tima ba be face trial. So that is the issue and in summer air course in regards to Abu Trica and net time go PM court, which means say at the end there say na wash no e be long process pa because Abu Trica me nim say waboa no ho but then on your be pepe na yen ko in simple frost yen ko the camp of Abu Trica and a lawyer. Abu Trica and a lawyer or Satchel Oliver Bakafomo, because now we Abu Trica no remember say or no be announces say Abu Trica or PM be say court, and even far from that so sounds so Edibe too just say this same Abu Trica no almost fights in a beya yintimi extraditing enko US. Well, in a different case on the lawyer Ed Nanwa Babeto in summer air course about Samiji infini the gold ball issue or the same Bibra Tuja and Oliver Bakafomo you'll be followed. I realized that he's been an ardent supporter of the National Democratic Congress and your championing yes, Excellency John Dramani Mahama to come to power. Mahama power many people believe Sesebi Okahon fix the country demonstration 9 people for chin near Jelino. Mahama cried na no air the true movie during the arrest of him. It's a nano waba out or party say abanya or more a pushy say saa ban yi embra no omehu say sebio nsema ekoso and nsema betu about gold bond na so can be. Say I'll read this without explaining it in three. Also, let's talk about gold board, the Bank of Ghana, and gold for reserves. Number one, all of this week, one question has stayed with me. Is it possible to have an honest, calm conversation about the costs and losses associated with gold for reserves program without dishonest propaganda on one hand, without regressive claims on witch hunting on the other? 3, I think the Ghanaian taxpayer money, the Ghanaian taxpayer deserves that much. 4, this is where the government, in my view, has not helped itself. 5, from the very beginning, there should have been a frank discussion about what it will cost for us to centralize gold trading despite the obvious benefits, the upfront inefficiencies, the implementation expenses, the risks, and the trade-offs. Yes. 6, yes. The information should have been upfront, not after the fact, not in fragments, but upfront, so no one is taken by surprise. 7, good policy does not mean cost-free policy. Adults understand that. 8, so what we owed was transparency, a clear roadmap, a consistent reporting. Gold board is required by law to publish quarterly reports on time. It did not comply. I think I'd like to explain what I've read a bit before a bit to us. Into Oliver Baka from a patch say, so gold for oil in Sensimi akoso na. Akoso man trended the whole of this week. But question Obisan who say, don't you think as Ghana for it's high time you be this gold for oil and a gold for reserves and also the penny for they have to come clean. No matter is okay. You gold for reserve and I say the gold etwa. Ekase ni ebebo. If I so say ni ebenya, if I so say ebenya no krano, these are the costs. And I said these are the sacrifices we see make. Interno sa no eba and I am betu just say eboka say ya. The ordinary Ghanaian knows and have been informed. But then oko kan see ya na MPP NDC for party so omo tan ye. Omo ye no, eye omo ya, ye Ghana ye propaganda. And NDC force so ekokan and NDC force to defend you on one people so the omo ye no omo loot the state. As I say, Oka ema MPP a ebe ma propaganda. Yebeka so propaganda. Oka ma NDC so a yebeka so you are licking the country's boss. You are licking the current NDC administration omo boss. Intimate na se enkasa ma ye hu sa gold board. Any gold for reserves no. A dear party in the womb intimate na se enkasa asem no. Yes. Ena aye bibi ekunkon ho. Yentwaso, I say 10. Instead, the dominant message was that we are witnessing a miracle, that we are in front of the greatest genius through their device. 11. There is never a healthy way to communicate public policy. So color me shocked when we woke up to see a slew of reaction press statements trying to explain away the IMF disclosure. 13. It is deeply unfortunate that many Ghanaians first learned about the scale of the program costs from an IMF document rather than from their own government. That is just bad optics, plain and simple. 14. Even worse, it mirrors a pattern we have seen before consistently when Mampam's government was borrowing off the books and disguising the true reality in our bankruptcy. 15. And yes, I'm still troubled by our government, by how our government appear more accountable to external institutions than to the very people who fund the state. We should not be second-hand consumers of misinformation or information. We should not be second-hand consumers of information about how our country is run. This is unacceptable, and yes, it is deeply colonial. In some Oliver Baka, he said, Samine we pre-RTI bill, which is the Right to Information Bill, Kraigna. They be the only farm on say we don't qualify, and as at this moment they can't give it to us. But my brony, BBC and CNN and IMF and the World Bank, they should come for the same reports without hesitation, without provocation. They will get it, and they will not even send a fake document because they know say the fake document almost send you so they send the original documents. And up at IMF we Ghana for any MPP for be a cassette. So gold board in sense. I remember Kujo upon Kuma said this. So gold board in sense mention ye and this phone nya rubbish here. They should public their daily audits and also their daily reports, no. If the gold board is making losses or not too, or maybe fee, and on this report to come IMF and IMF so. And a year pay Oliver Abisa say, I didn't tell you per se, ye dibiano. You caught by the rules, any bruni edelia. Be any ankasa ye won't delay o krum ha. Ye pese be kind of crana chess, a gold board no, a losing money. So, for me, the biggest loss in this whole gold board BOG saga is trust, Charlie. Trust the government will speak to us citizens honestly. Trust that complexity will not be hidden behind slogans. Trust that we will be treated as adults, not cheerleaders. 18. If this administration is serious about resetting, it must not make it harder for Ghanaians to trust government. Resetting begins with candor. We are not children. Talk to us. Carry us along. Remember who you are first accountable to. Newsflash, it is not the IMF. 20. You are the first government the IMF has brought down. A word to the wise. Or see, you are the first government the IMF has brought down. A word to the wise. Shalom. Don't I say, IMF in the baby sa and I say IMF. Appointed say, the mukrono or more yeno. They are doing something and say you ain't ye. And as a per their books, no, they are losing. They are losing. I'm a minoka say no. In some I ain't saying baby. So that is the information air coso. I'm minoka so ubia air the air can once. You try home bra ba. We have updates about Samuel Okuduta Blakwa because he's resigning. Sorry, he's retiring. And minoka sisiano. Wababe tre ni mi bia waye before or no Samuel Okuduta Blakwa. Or Beko a retirement.
Yes, guys.